Morounkeji screamed inside her hut. "Mother! Mother, come quickly!" The oil lamp shook in Morounkeji's trembling hand as she rushed in. Her daughter's face, once glowing like morning, was now covered in dry patches. Her lips were cracked, her hair was falling in clumps, and a mirror on the wall had split down the middle. The wind outside howled through the trees. Dogs barked. Even the fire dinned as if frightened. That was the night Ayetoro village learned that beauty can turn into a curse. But to understand that night, we must go back to where it all began. A long time ago, in the peaceful village of Ayetoro, there lived a young girl named Morounkeji, the only child of Morounkeji and Baba Morounkeji, humble yam farmers. Morounkeji was stunning, the kind of beauty that made people stop talking when she walked by. Her skin shone like sunlight on oil. Her eyes were bright and teasing. Her laughter could draw attention from across the market. But her beauty was her weapon, and she used it. Every morning while the cock crowed and women swept their compounds, Morounkeji would sit in front of her mirror, rubbing palm oil and camwood wood on her skin. She would tilt her head and smile. "Who is more beautiful than me? Even the river goddess will envy me." Her mother would plead, "My daughter, help me peel the yam before your father returns from the farm." But she would wave her off. "Mother, look at my hands. Do they look like hands for yam peeling?" Sometimes she would stand outside the hut when her father came back tired and sweaty from the farm. She would frown. "Father, why do you come home smelling like the soil? Couldn't you do something cleaner?" Her father would lower his head and sigh. "My daughter, farming is what feeds us." But she never cared. At the stream, while other girls fetched water and sang together, Morounkeji stayed aside, using a small mirror to adjust her hair. "Morounkeji," her friend Abebi would call, "help us lift this heavy pot." Morounkeji would laugh loudly. "Me? Carry that? I didn't come to the stream to sweat like goats." When her clay pot cracked once, she shouted, "The gods must be jealous of my beauty." And the girls burst into laughter. Not because it was funny, but because they feared her tongue. During the annual Ayetoro festival, when maidens danced before the king, Morounkeji refused to join. She stood aside, saying proudly, "The king should come to my house if he wants to see beauty. Why should I dance before him like the rest?" Even the drummers stopped drumming for a moment, shocked by her words. Then came her suitors. Handsome young farmers and hunters came from far villages to seek her hand. The first, a kind hunter named Femi, brought a basket of bushmeat. She turned her nose up. "Is this the best you can offer? You smell of the forest." Another, a trader from the next town, brought her beads. She looked at him and said, "Go and find a woman who matches your cheap beads." When her mother begged her to be kind, she replied coldly, "Mother, stop wasting my time. I will only marry a man who wears silk and gold, not these dusty men with calloused feet." The village began to whisper. Some pitied her parents, others shook their heads. Pride is dancing on her head. One afternoon, at the market, her arrogance reached its peak. The sun was bright, the air full of chatter, and Morounkeji walked in, wrapped in her finest cloth, glowing like she owned the day. As she walked, traders paused, children stopped playing, even drummers softened their beats. Then she collided with Yagbase, the oldest woman in Ayetoro, frail, bent with age, and holding a bundle of firewood. The wood scattered across the ground, and the old woman fell. Everyone gasped. Morounkeji looked down with disgust. "Old woman, why would you walk into me like that? Look what you've done to my cloth." The old woman trembled. "Forgive me, child. My legs are weak. My eyes fail me sometimes." Morounkeji scoffed. "Then stay home. You shouldn't be outside blocking beautiful people." The market went silent. Traders and buyers froze. Some turned away from shame for her. The old woman slowly picked up her firewood and looked at her. "My child," she said softly, "may the mirror you adore show you the truth about yourself one day." Morounkeji laughed loudly. old woman, go home before you fall again." But as she walked away, thunder grumbled faintly in the distance. That night, her mirror glowed strangely. Her reflection seemed to move on its own. Then it cracked, spreading lines like a spider's web. By morning, her beauty was gone. Her skin became rough, her lips cracked, her hair fell in clumps. When she screamed, the whole village heard. Her mother wept and tore her wrapper. "My daughter, you mocked too many hearts." No one came to see her. The same people she used to look down on avoided her hurt. Children whispered outside, "That's the girl who called herself finer than everyone." Days turned to weeks. One day, a traveler came to Ayetoro, an old man with white hair dressed in a faded robe. His walking stick made a deep thump with every step. He asked for Morounkeji. When he saw her, he said, "Your beauty can only return when your heart becomes clean. Go and serve those you once despised. Feed the poor, help the weak, and never look into a mirror again." And she obeyed. She began helping at the stream. She carried water for the elderly. She swept the market she once walked through proudly. She smiled at children, shared food with the hungry, and apologized to her friends. One day, she saw Yagbase again. This time, she dropped her water pot, ran to her and knelt. "Please forgive me," she said. The old woman smiled. "You have changed, my child." That night, Morounkeji dreamt of a calm river. A soft voice said, "Your heart is pure again, but beauty is not your prize. What you lost will never return, so others will remember your story." When she woke up, she looked into a pot of water. Her face was still plain, but peace filled her heart. Years passed. Children came to her hut for stories. Women came for advice. Men spoke gently in her presence. No one remembered her beauty anymore. They only remembered her kindness. And though she never saw her old face again, Morounkeji became something greater, a woman whose spirit shone brighter than her skin ever did. Moral lesson: pride may rise like smoke, but it always fades into air. Beauty fades, but kindness stays. Every action has a consequence, and every heart can still learn.